Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you had a good week trading. I had a fantastic week trading. I didn't actually take the Bullseye trades this week. I took Nate Baer's Profit Surge Trader. It's basically one of his picks instead. But the guys that did take the Bullseye trades did well, as did the people that did Nate Baer stuff. So before I launch into Bullseye trades, the weekly update, let me just remind you of the sale that's going on with Nate Baer Profit Surge Trader. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can come to this review. This is where I'm going to be recording all of my trades and videos I do on the once a week trading service that Nate Baer is offering at the moment for a really, really good price. If you come here, you'll get the limited time deal. You can click here, you can watch the interview that Nate Baer did with a journalist. And actually on the 31st, so in a few days from now, I'm going to sit down with Nate Baer on my YouTube channel. And basically go through an interview with him as well. And we're going to do it live, which a lot of these gurus won't do. But Nate is a very transparent, very legitimate guru, and he's basically going to sit down and answer all our questions, and we're going to talk about his services, and it's going to be great. So definitely come to that if you can. The way to make sure you don't miss that is to subscribe and hit the notifications button. That'll help you make sure that it pops up on your phone or on your desktop, so that you can make sure you come to the basically the webinar or interview that I'm doing with Nate. So it's gonna be great. And he does a service that's very similar to Bullseye Trades. It's a bit better in a lot of ways. You generally get 2 picks a week, so he gives you like one main pick, which is a profits surge earnings trade, and one bonus pick. And they're based on his really well-known TPS system, which we can talk about in the interview next week, which will be really cool. And I'll also talk about it in this review article about his strategy and how proven it is, and how he took 37,000 and turned it into 2.7 million in 4 years. So I think you'll really enjoy this. I'm putting all my results and all his results in here. Some weeks I can't be 100% on every single trade, but I do the best I can. You can see examples of here. The thing that I really like about Nate's stuff in comparison to Bullseye trades is that it's easier to get good entries, so you can usually wait and get a better entry, and the patterns are usually easier to understand. And I'll elaborate a little bit on that when it comes to talking about Jeff Bishop's Bullseye trades for this last week in a bit. But generally, the patterns and the strategy are better explained by Nate in terms of TTM squeeze and the pattern, that you're able to make your own decisions outside of the actual alert and outside of his own guidelines. So that's why I really like this. I think it's more easy to replicate and to learn from than Bullseye trades. Saying that, let's get on to Bullseye trades for the week. Bullseye trades, again, is 1 trade a week. It's an options trade, as is Nate's trades. They basically come out on Mondays. The big difference with the Bullseye trades is it comes out Monday morning, like pre-market, whereas Nate waits until lunchtime, so about noon Eastern time, to do a live stream of what his trades are going to be. And so you get Jeff's trades much earlier in the day, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad, because really there's a lot of action first thing on a Monday morning, and you can sometimes capitalize on that, sometimes it goes against you, so it's very difficult. Anyway, I'll leave a link in the description where you can come and check out every single Bullseye trade that has ever been for the last 2 years. I'm actually behind. I need to update it. I've stopped at the end of last year, so there's 3 or 4 that I need to add in here. Had a lot going on, so I need to add those in. But there's a ton of examples all the way through, including videos for these. So if you're new to Bullseye trades, I do recommend it. It's only $97. You can come to the article and click here to get that deal. $97 for a year. And it's worth it. I think the last few have been good. They're just harder to trade. So let's go on with the actual trade, and then I can kind of explain what I mean by harder to trade. So if we go here, this is the email that came out on the 22nd of January, so on Monday. And so you can see what it starts off with, which is just stuff about the week before. As you recall, my top idea was to bet against IWM, and then people were making 50% profit on that, AMD. So things were going quite well. And then, if you followed me over the last year, you know one of my favorite stocks is LLY. It's been a big winner for me multiple times. That's what he's saying in the email. So he's saying right now, with most other stocks looking exhausted, LLY is in the early stages of a gamma trigger move. I'll detail this more in the live session. So he runs this live session at 11 a.m., similar to Nate Bear, who runs it at 12. So looking down here, he says if this week's bullseye pick is LLY, obviously. And keep in mind that LLY has earnings on February 6th. So this is where the services differ, right? I feel like what we get from Jeff, and Jeff's great. Like, I've had Jeff on the channel loads. I've been a big fan of the service for years now. But the difference here is you only get really this kind of much information. I don't know what technicals Jeff's using to do this trade. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Is this a squeeze play? Like, it doesn't, there's nothing here that tells me anything apart from some clear-cut numbers. So basically he says my plan today is to open a half-size position on the calls. I want to save room if it dips. If things don't work out for me, I plan to exit. That would be below the 200 moving average and above and below the recent support it held. Okay, and so here's the trade. LLY, February 2nd, 6:45 calls. Now this worked for some people. So I saw some people in my Discord saying they made 60% plus on this trade, which was really, really great, like in 2 days. So really good. So it was a good trade. The problem is when I look at the chart on LLY, I didn't take this, by the way. I was doing the other trade from Nate Bear in Profit Surge Trader. This is the last 5 days, so this is Monday on the left, and we're gradually progressing through to the Friday on the right here. And so what I've done here is I've put the stop loss in the blue and profit target 1 in the top blue. So stop here, take profit here. And so the actual numbers here say, like, if it closes below 620, then we stop out. Now this is a difficult situation because 620 is this blue line. It didn't close below it though, because the close is actually here. So it dipped below it, and then it rallied back up all the way up and almost hit the price target. So you've got the situation where people are freaking out thinking we're going to have a stop out. And a lot of people don't read it properly and think that the 620 is the stop out. You do have to wait because it often dips below it and comes back up. This can be a really good opportunity to buy if you wait for it to regain the stop, because then if you buy near the stop once it's regained it, then you're only risking a tiny amount, right? So that is one nice thing about this particular week, right? You could have done that, and then you could rally up and make 50 to 100% on this move up here, like some people did. So yeah. But overall, the trend of the stock was sideways with big variations. And this can be good, but you've got to have that mentality that you can buy on these dips and then sell before you actually hit the profit. You know, very close, of course, like or at 50% or whatever you're comfortable with. So this did work. It just wasn't that clear. It was kind of sideways with some scary moves down a bit. Just to be met. But this is something that, you know, I haven't been taking these trades for a while. I've been kind of reporting on them but not taking them for a while, and it's because I was getting a little bit fed up of them escaping, like getting away from me too quickly, which is a big problem. But with this one I actually would have been able to dip by. For a whole year I basically waited for the next day, so this is Monday up to here. I'd wait for the open on Tuesday where it'd often dip, and then you'd get a free ride. This is the first one I've seen do this for a long time. So this is exciting to me. But as soon as I start doing these again, they won't dip on the Tuesdays. So this coming week I'll try for a dip on a Tuesday and see if I can get in at a bargain. Because that's where your best risk reward is, right? If you're getting ones that do this every week, and that's what they were doing for a while, where they go down to close to the stop loss, and you're disciplined with your stop loss, then you've got the best risk reward. So these options were way below what he was suggesting. So he was saying get in at 580. Well, if you look down, he was in at 280 or something down here. So So I bought the dip at 320. So he got in at 320 this morning, and sold 6 the same day. So he nearly got 100% on that day, like right here, from here to here, which is amazing. And that's what you can do if you can really like strategically get in on these, you know, and play them properly. But it's been hard, and that's why I've been going more towards the Nate Bear stuff, because it's more structured in terms of the patterns and things. Plus, there's been some really large winners like Nate Bear stuff on SMCI was 1,000%. I don't know what that's at now, but I wonder if it came back down or if it stayed high. SMCI. Yeah, it's come down a bit. It's kind of come down, but let's see. Yeah, so basically at the moment, Bullseye Trades I still think is worth this $99 a year. I think it's good, especially if you can go to Jeff's 11 o'clock discussion on why he's taking the trade, because I think that makes all the difference. I definitely make my effort to go to the one with Nate Bear stuff, because Nate does a really good job explaining like what he's gonna do and things. The other thing that makes me go towards Nate Bear stuff at the moment is the fact that you get 2 trades rather than just one. And also, Nate seems to keep you more up to date with what's going on. He's still not brilliant at it, but he does keep you up to date a little bit better than Jeff does. I often just don't see notifications from Jeff when he's exiting a trade or whatnot. So I'm going to do a video on this last week Nate Bear's trade, because I think it'll be a good comparison with Jeff Bishop's Bullseye trade, with this one being a particularly good Bullseye trade as well. So yeah. That's basically it. I'm glad there was a few guys I know got some profits on that, and it looks like Jeff got some profits on it. And it's actually been pretty good over the last little bit. Just it's all about how you play it. That's what makes it hard. How you manage your own emotions. These are other people's plays, and so you've got to kind of try and make them your own. Otherwise, your emotions like will get in the way. You have to trust that person. Like if they don't send out a sell signal, and you're up 100%, like that's a dilemma, right? So you've got to learn how to deal with that type of stuff in both Bullseye Trades and Nate Bear's Profit Surge Traders. So anyway, check the description for all these links. The Bullseye Trade link will be there, as will the Nate Bear Profit Surge Trader as well, and you can see all the details. Hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon.